Hello again, YouTube. I've got a big Xbox 360 game up for review today, but first I want to talk to you a little bit about the reason I will not be reviewing the online portion of Halo 4 or any other Xbox 360 title for that matter. As you are all aware, Microsoft charges for Xbox Live, claiming that it offers you a great value, and maybe it does, in some alternate universe. I would have no problem paying for Xbox Live if there was actually added value. You see, Microsoft, in charging for Xbox Live, is actually making you pay for services you already pay for. For example, in order to play online, you must first pay your ISP for an internet connection. Since most games are hosted by your console and not Microsoft servers, they are essentially making you pay them to use your internet connection to host your multiplayer games. Furthermore, apps such as Netflix, Hulu Plus, and Amazon Instant Video, just to name a few, are free to use on other platforms. Microsoft is requiring users to pay for Xbox Live to use these apps on your Xbox console. How does that make any sense? Netflix wrote the application and you pay Netflix for the service. Where does Microsoft get off thinking they deserve a piece of that pie? Anyway, you get the idea. I will not subscribe to Xbox Live on principle. I can imagine Microsoft saying, "Suckers!" all the way to the bank. Moving on. This is the part you've all been waiting for. Halo 4. Let me start off by saying that this is quite possibly one of the best games in the franchise. Now this shocked me a little bit because the franchise was actually handed off to 343 Industries rather than being developed by Bungie Studios. Even knowing that 343 Industries was made up, at least partially, of former Bungie employees, I was worried. Halo 4 put those worries to rest. Admittedly, my first thought was that this new company isn't going to do the Halo series justice. Boy, was I ever wrong. When you start Halo 4, an all too familiar start screen will appear. Those of you who have played a previous Halo game will not need to figure out how to navigate new menus. When you start a new single-player campaign on Halo 4, you will be greeted with a fantastic cutscene that gives you a bit of history. The cutscene ties in with the YouTube miniseries, but it's not necessary to have seen the miniseries for this to make sense.
Tell me about the children. Dr. Halsey.
You already know everything.
Once past the cutscene, you get to start seeing the slightly more edgy look that Halo 4 has over its predecessors. The game is much darker than the previous installments.
Could it be a rescue team?
Wouldn't bet on it.
Controls are the same as those from Halo Reach. You use the left control stick to move and strafe, and the right control stick to look around. The right trigger fires your weapon, the left trigger lobs a grenade, and the right bumper is your melee attack. Everything is business as usual if you played Halo Reach.
What's that?
Sensor scan, high intensity. Doesn't match any known patterns.
How close are we to the observation deck?
It's directly above us. The elevator doors look
As you progress, you will notice attempts to change the Halo formula just a little bit here and there, with event-based action sequences akin to God of War.
Because some areas might have lost pressure.
Right.
Honestly, I could live without these sequences. They aren't bad per se, they're just completely unnecessary for the type of game that Halo 4 is. Overall, the level design is excellent. There is a great variety of indoor and outdoor environments, and the graphics are stunning. Halo 4's sound design, however, left a lot to be desired. Many of the familiar sounds from previous Halo games were replaced with grittier sound effects that sound like they belong in games like Battlefield 3. Gone is the original sound of the Warthog you've come to expect, replaced with something that sounds like a present-day Hummer. With that being said, the music is awesome. It may not have the vocals I loved from earlier Halo titles, but it still invokes that feeling of epicosity you've come to expect from the franchise. As you play through Halo 4's single-player campaign, you may notice something is a little different about it. Something perhaps you didn't feel in the previous games. You get that sense of caring for the characters in the game, that desire to see them succeed in their missions. You might even say that Halo 4 takes you on an emotional roller coaster. This was a welcome feeling for me. As a primarily single-player gamer, this connection with the characters drove me to continue playing the game all the way to the end. Now, I know I said I wasn't going to review the online portion of Xbox games, and I'm not, but I brought ShadowFox47 in to give his 2 cents about Halo 4's multiplayer experience.
Thanks, Ashi. So I'm here to talk about the multiplayer side of Halo. Unfortunately, I don't have Xbox Live right now, so I can't show footage of online games. I have, however, played the online component extensively, so I can give a good overview of what to expect. For those who have already played the multiplayer from previous Halo games, you already know the basics. Aim, shoot, kill, easy enough. Halo 4 keeps the same Halo gameplay you know and love while adding a bit of new and innovative gameplay mechanics. One of the major ones is the addition of class systems similar to that of Call of Duty. In fact, it's practically the same thing. You can choose your primary and secondary weapons, grenades, armor ability, tactical package, and support upgrade. There's a combination to fit nearly every playstyle, whether it be long range or close quarters. They also added specializations that add additional passive perks. Some abilities such as soft footsteps, eject while driving, and know the location of your last killer on your map at all times require you to reach the max rank level 50. It's basically prestige from Call of Duty.
Infinity Slayer.
Halo, at its core, is still an arena shooter. The custom classes only give you a few weapons to start off, while the big toys are scattered around the map. Speaking of weapons, there are only a few new weapons introduced in Halo 4. These new Forerunner weapons, like those of the Human and Covenant, have its pros and cons. Along with new game modes like Regicide and Extraction, Halo 4 features all the original game modes you know and love. They've also redesigned a few old ones such as Infection and Oddball. You can also create your own custom game modes to create one that's all your own. 343 Industries even brings out new playlists to try out on Xbox Live every week.
You have the ball. First touch. Ball holder. First strike.
One of the things we can't really show, but we can talk about, is Spartan Ops. Spartan Ops is a cooperative game type that lets you run through a story that takes place after the events of Halo 4. In this mode, you play an elite group of Spartans known as Crimson Squad. Xbox Live Gold is required to play Spartan Ops. Overall, Halo 4 is one of the most exciting multiplayer games I've played in a while. I have to say, for those who are still playing Halo 3 or Reach, it's time to upgrade. Halo 4 keeps the old while bringing on tons of upgrades. I highly recommend this game to online gamers everywhere.
You're the king. Kill the king.
Shadow Fox, thank you for coming on the show and providing your input on the Halo 4 multiplayer experience. After all of that, I can wholeheartedly recommend Halo 4 to everyone who owns an Xbox 360. Its gorgeous graphics, rock-solid frame rate, great story, and perfect first-person shooter gameplay make Halo 4 a great addition to any game library. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Ashitaka Recommends. If you like what you see, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can also visit AshiWolf Studios at www.ashiwolfstudios.com and follow us on Twitter at AshiTakaWolf or Tumblr at ashitakawolf.tumblr.com. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for future game reviews spanning all major consoles and the PC.